Hi, my name is Lavonda with Homeschoolific, and I am here with a video to let you all know a question that I get a lot, and I don't always say outright how much it is, but people ask, how much do we spend in our homeschool? They want to know typically how much they would probably be spending should they decide to homeschool. And if you're homeschooling and have been homeschooling, you know that that's very personal. It changes according to the type of lifestyle that you have. It changes according to the type of budget you have that year. It can change from year to year. Some years it's less because you've got less. Other years there's more because you have more, and you do what we can. But I will say this is our greatest year as far as the budget that we have for our homeschool, because we've got a high schooler, and so they require a bit more money unless you want to spend more time. So a lot of times what you're having is there's this exchange where there's more time that you have to give in exchange for a lower price, and there's times where you are paying because you're saving time. And I really feel like it's more of how much of your time, how you value your time. And I don't know about you all, I think that I'm worth like at least $50 an hour. No, I'm just kidding. No, but for real though, kind of. I think that it's important to understand where we should be using our time and being good managers of our time. And for my family, managing my time well means there are places where we have to spend a bit more money. So this year, our homeschool budget is $4,000. So let me help you understand where that is coming from. So we've got our 3 kids. We have a 9th grader, a 2nd grader, and a 3rd grader. And our homeschool budget includes any curriculum that we purchase for our children, field trips, any co-ops or homeschool groups that we're a part of. It includes our book hauls, anytime we're buying books for our home library. It also includes school supplies, as well as any arts and crafts or fun games and resources that I purchase for our homeschool. And I think I said extracurricular activities, but if I didn't, it includes extracurricular activities, any special things that they require need of throughout the year. And yeah, I think that's all that I pretty much encompass all that. Oh, also any upgrades that we need to make to our homeschool area. So this year we had to change out our desks because our homeschool area changed when we moved, and it's a more narrow space, so I needed to make sure the kids had setups that were made to fit where we are. And so they all have desks. They all have an individual desk and a chair. And so this was a big deal because, one, it costs more to homeschool high schoolers, and I know that if people can do it a certain way, and I know people who do it differently and they spend a little bit less money. This is not $4,000 just for one child. The $4,000 is for all 3 of my children. So I think I'm doing pretty well. This is, in previous years, I would kind of adjust the budget, and I still do. I break down the curriculum per child for what they need and see how much each child's curriculum will cost. And this year, by far, my 9th grader's curriculum was much more than my 2nd and my 3rd graders. So we use Sunlight for her, and one, it's worth every penny. And so we spent about $800 or $900 just on, between $800 and $900 just on her Sunlight curriculum, not including some of the other things. So just on a curriculum level by itself for her was a little over $1,000. And so I definitely needed to increase our budget this year for our homeschool. But when I kind of like pan it all out, I think I'm doing really well because my goal is always to give our kids the highest quality home education that we can afford to give them. And I think that every family should do that. Now, mind you, I said the highest quality education that you can afford to give them, right? I'm not saying bust the bank, tear it all apart, sell the, a dog or a limb or a kidney or anything like that. Each year, when money was low, our budget was lower. And so I'm extremely thankful for where we're at right now, being able to handle where we're at after 9 years of homeschooling, being able to be at this level in our homeschool budget, which is probably about where we'll stay for a while until my boys kind of grow, get a little bit higher. By that point, my high schooler will be gone, and so my budget will kind of shift a little bit. We'll see. Who knows what extracurricular activities will look like for my boys. So I think overall, what I like is that most private school educations will cost around $6,000 or $7,000 on average, about $6,000 or $7,000, and so for one child, and we're spending less than that for all three. And so, I'm happy with it. I'm very interested in what other people do, and I feel like it's kind of a hush-hush thing. People don't really talk about how much they're spending in their homeschool, how much they budget. I haven't spent all $4,000, just so we're all clear. That is my budget for the year. I've spent a good chunk of it, but we budget that for the entire school year, and we homeschool year round. So when this school year is up, anything that's left over, I will just flow over into the next school year. But whatever we still have, and they'll help to bring the cost of the next year down. So, but whatever we still have through the end of our school year, I usually try and use that to purchase things for the next school year too. So I hope that inquiring minds have been quenched, so that finally someone's revealing like a number of how much they're spending in their homeschool, because nobody likes to talk about it. When I was first starting to homeschool, I believe it was just my daughter at the time, and my boys were just babies, and because they're a year apart, like 12 months, almost to the date. And so we were homeschooling my daughter, and I feel like we only spent like $250, something like that, because I kept it real simple. I had a 1-year-old and a newborn, and we just did the basics, which is what I always tell. And she was in 1st grade at the time. So I kept it to the, reading, writing, and arithmetic, and we focused on those things, and so it kept the cost down. And what was helping was because we were able to really hone in on those 3 things, and she really just mastered it, honestly. So started at $250 a kid, or for a kid, and then it kind of every year it went up about $50 or so. And as I added a kid on, my boys, when they first started, I only spent about like $150 to $200 on all their things, plus my daughter. And so it kind of increased as the kids got older. And then once we decided, I wanted to make sure everything was included, and I wanted to have like a set number for our budget for the entire year for anything that I would include in their educational experience. And it gave me a much more well-rounded number to help me understand what was required in our homeschool by me. Not because anyone else is imposing these requirements, but what was required to do homeschool the way that I wanted to homeschool our children. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. And like I said, comment below, let me know if you all are if you're comfortable. I'm curious to what other people are spending. Is it around the same amount? I would say a certain number per kid, but it doesn't always work out that way exactly. But if I had to like give it a number, I'd say my boys are at about $1,000 each, and my daughter is around $2,000 for everything. So thank you for watching. let's chat in the comments about this. I know this is a little juicy, right? Because people want to know numbers, and some people won't like it, and some people were like, oh, that's nothing. But either way, I hope you enjoy it, and now you know. I can't wait to see you all in the next video.